Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from inside the Crasher. How are you 62,000 and counting beautiful souls doing this morning? Listen, the devotional had to happen this morning, and I have to do it early because it is so good. I read it every day. I promote anybody getting it, Jesus Calling, and every day is a good one. I say that every day. But today is February 1st. Welcome to February. So here we go, clicking right along. Time just keeps moving. It was just yesterday we had Christmas. Remember that? My birthday. Then it was New Year's. And now the whole month of January, which is a full 31 days, is gone forever, never to come back. In 2024, it's all gone. It's all behind us. So if there's anything that you want to be doing, you better get at it, because tomorrow is not promised to anybody, folks. And yesterday is over. And that's what today's devotional kind of says a little bit. So let's read it. And I'm going to get this one uploaded real quick just to give you a little bit of a shot in the arm. I got lots of content coming for you today as well. We'll try to get back over to the water. We're having another beautiful day here in South Florida of 73 sunny degrees. And it's just gorgeous. I'm really loving it. And I'm doing my eye drops. Forgive me, I'm wearing my sleeping shirt. I did one of my eye drops on my left eye. I have some more to do right here in just a few more minutes after the devotional. I have to do them all day long with this prednisone stuff, and in preparation for the stent, gel stent that they're putting in my eye next week. So, and I know it's all going to be great, because I am a man of faith, and I want you to be a people, a community of faith, because faith, we walk by faith, not by sight. And that's what the word says here today. And also, I'd like to tell everybody, someone made a comment. In the Bible, the King James Version is a very difficult version to read. It has all the old Bible language, thee, thou, though, thus, and that kind of thing. And so the Bible's been written in several dozens of different languages, in English language that's easier to understand, such as the NIV or the New King James Version, or the Amplified Version, or there's different ones. So when you read the daily devotional in this book, it's not, the devotional part is not verbatim, even in a different language, different modern English. It's taken from everything that the Bible talks about and kind of put into a summary. But after that, there are scriptures, usually 3, below every single devotional. You open up anywhere, and right below the summary is these verses in the Bible. But they'll say, this one is from, if it's a different version, if it's not the King James Version, it'll point it out. So anyway, let's get to today's, because today's is fantastic. February 1st. Are you ready, folks? Follow me one step at a time. That is all I require of you. In fact, that is the only way to move through this space-time world. You see huge mountains looming, and you start wondering, how are you going to scale those heights? Meanwhile, because you're not looking where you're going, you stumble on the easy path where I am leading you now. As I help you get back on your feet, you tell me how worried you are about the cliffs up ahead. But you don't know what will happen today, much less tomorrow. Our path may take an abrupt turn, leading you away from those mountains. There may be an easier way up the mountains than is visible from this distance. If I do lead you up the cliffs, I will equip you thoroughly for that strenuous climb. I will even give you my angels charge over you to preserve you in all your ways. Keep in mind, on the present journey, enjoying my presence, walk by faith, not by sight, trusting me to open up the way before you. So you get up in the morning and you got a task to do, or you have a goal, or there's been looming things you got going on, and you're looking at those mountains and you're like, how am I going to scale those mountains? There's cliffs ahead, and you start to worry. And God says you don't even know what today will bring, or much less tomorrow. So why worry? And he may choose a different path for you. He will even put angels in charge to lift you up and to carry you over. You know who angels are? You know, sometimes God works through people. I'm an angel. You could be an angel to someone. We're all equipped with Christ in us to be an angel and to be a help, to assist, to lift someone up in their spirit, to compliment someone, to help them along. Maybe there's something you can do that improves the path. You know, how many times have you had to do something and then all of a sudden you ran into somebody that opened the door for you to be able to accomplish this thing that you had to do, this concern. So God says, and just recapping real quickly, a couple of the sentences that really got me there is that you see huge mountains looming, and you start wondering, how are you going to scale those heights? Meanwhile, because you're not looking where you're going, you stumble on the easy path where I am leading you now. So he's already got you, and you're not even paying attention, because we have to walk by faith, not by sight. The Bible clearly says, you know that verse, that faith is, lack of faith is like a man that looks in a mirror and immediately forgets what he looks like when he walks away. You can't read this and say, all right, I got it, and put it down and then tackle your day's events and start immediately worrying. You got to catch yourself. You got to come back. You got to center yourself, and you got to say, oh yeah, I am to trust in God. God, you've got this. Maybe this direction that I'm going that looks impossible is going to be, you're going to just take me on a detour and you got me somewhere else. Or you're going to have one of your angels lift me up and carry me right over this big cliff that I have in front of me. So just practice your faith, folks. Don't say you have it and walk away from your mirror and forget who you are. Remember each step of the way, because as soon as you try to implore faith, believe me, there's going to be some negativity coming your way that's going to challenge that faith. And this is what builds character. And when God sees finally that you are strong in your faith and you've moved from milk to solid food and you're strong, then you can encourage others to be faithful. Even though you'll have your own challenges still for the rest of your life, you'll be a person with armor on that can help others. You can be in charge of angels. You can be a stronger angel. And don't we all want to work for God that works for us? Because it's not about us and what we get out of life. It's what we can do like Christ did for us, to be Christ-like. So be kind, be generous, share, lift someone's spirits. That's something you can do every single day. Let them see your fruit. Let them see you shine. Let that glow come out of you on everybody you speak to today, no matter what they look like, no matter what your differences are, of if they're not the same color or the same sex or the same origin or whatever. Just be kind to everybody and let them see that they're, let them see God in you, and lift them up. Pay a compliment. Pay for somebody's order behind you in McDonald's today. I've been trying to do that a lot, and it always lifts somebody's spirits up. So on that note, folks, I've got some things that I'm going to go do this morning. I got a mountain that I'm looking at. I see some cliffs in front of me. But guess what? There's a lot of other roads. I can even be airlifted right over that mountain. I might not even have to go to that mountain. Maybe that mountain is not the mountain I'm supposed to go. But I will say this, folks. What this made me think of today that's a little bit different from what I'm talking about is when people write in comments or say things about, for example, the Social Security. I made another video in the Medicare insurance recently. Those are my opinions. Those are things that I think that make sense. And I have common sense. And when people start talking about how they have to make all this investment and to get someone that's going to advise them to keep on keeping on, to keep on paying them investment advice, because they are talking about a future. You know how when people talk about stocks and they say, go long, this is for the long haul. Don't look at it daily. That'll make you crazy. Look at the long haul. Well, folks, while there's truth to that, and it is wise to invest and to plan for your future, I would be silly to sit here and say, Throw all that out the window. No. But keep in mind, folks, nobody is promised tomorrow. These people telling you or assuming that you have forever to live, when we see a world changing every day. People don't just pass away when they're in their 60s or 70s. People pass away much, much earlier. So every day, just love and assume that, don't assume that you have forever. Man makes his plans and God guides his steps. So don't sit there like the guy that was in the Bible that said, hey, look at me. I've done really good. My stocks have worked out really well. I know what I'll do. I'll reinvest some more. I'll tear down my barns that are full. I'll close those bank accounts and I'll open a bigger account and I'll fill them full and I'll be fat and sassy the rest of my life. And then God says to that guy, you fool, for tonight your soul will be required from you. So don't go assuming, say, if it's God's will, I will invest in this and that, or stay working if you want to get your bigger Social Security check. But folks, remember, life is short. It's like a mist of fog that's here and burns off in 5 minutes in the scheme of things. When you look back at your life, I'm looking at mine now, and I'm thinking, man, there's so much I still haven't checked off my bucket list that I want to do, and I'm going to do. And even if it means just going to that beach today and looking at the water again and sitting there on a bench and just taking it in. I told myself yesterday, Tim, this could be the last time you see this this ocean. Don't take it for granted. Look at the flowers on the ground. Look at how the grass grows. Look at the good things in life. Fill your body and your nature and your mind full of happiness, thanking God for every breath that you have. And He will prolong your life, and He will give you a long life and joy, because that's really all we want. It's not money. It's not a big house. It's not a new car. It's to be healthy and happy, because as long as we're enthusiastic about something, that's the key, right? Because you can get a materialistic thing. How many people have had new cars? How many new cars have you had? And then at the end, you go down to the dealership and you're like, oh, this old junk, I don't want it anymore. I like this new shiny one. So people get tired of things. But what everlasting joy and enthusiasm that you can have in your mind and in your body that you're thinking about all the time by feeling happy. Look how some people don't have anything and they're always happy. They found the secret. So the secret is to seek Him first for all these things. For all them other things will come to you. He will bless you. But first, be a good soldier. Be a good child of God and seek Him first and begin to crush it.